Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about anime voice actors. And we're going to talk about your Twitter profile. And we're going to talk about how if you approach certain anime voice actors on Twitter, there is a chance that they will look at you with reproach based on your tweets.
But my comment is, if you're representing a brand, that's kind of dumb.
Well,
if I was the brand, I'd be like, wait a minute.
It used to be that brand ambassadors basically liked everybody's money. That's not really the case now.
You know, they might not like everybody's money, but I'm sure the company they work for want everybody's money.
So we're going to talk about that. And look, individuals are allowed to have whatever opinions they want. But this is a very interesting situation, and again, it points to the fact that Twitter is basically a kangaroo court, and that you're being judged on your tweet history, who you interact with, who you follow, anything you've liked, and we've actually seen the Twitter cancel culture mobs going out there and combing through people's likes and their retweets and anything that even gives off a whiff of impropriety.
It doesn't even have to give a whiff. If you're on a stupid blockchain for no other reason than someone didn't like you, you're automatically bad, even if you've said nothing wrong.
Right. And
it's a load of shit, is what it is. There's a whiff. It's a whiff of shit.
A whiff of shit. So this is coming from Bounding in the Comics. This is about former Dragon Ball Z Vegeta voice actor Brian Drummond.
That sounds like a mouthful.
Brian Drummond, not to be confused with Mr. Drummond from Different Strokes, rejects gift after judging fans' Twitter timeline offensive.
I don't think anybody was going to make get that confused.
Nobody, no. Brian Drummond, prolific voice actor known for Gundam Wing. He was Vegeta in Dragon Ball Super Copy Vegeta, and providing the infamous "It's over 9,000" line for Vegeta in the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. That would be pre-Funimation. Rescinded an offer to accept a fan gift after presuming the fans' political viewpoints and claiming that their Twitter timeline featured numerous offensive tweets and retweets.
I can't. I just can't.
I'm to the point now where I'm like,
how are they going to decide who's okay and who's not if they don't have a Twitter to judge it by? Oh my God! You might be accepting gifts from an alt-right Yahtzee because they don't have a Twitter feed to judge them on, and they just happen to show up at a convention, and you have nothing to judge them on. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Is there a quiz before you can talk to them?
Oh my God! I could. This sounds insane. I could totally see some people being like, "Can I see what your Twitter account looks like?" Yeah, okay, sure, I'll sign that.
What if they don't have a social media account? Yeah. What are you going to judge them by? What if you're accidentally accepting gifts from the wrong type of person because they didn't have a social... And do you have someone you're hiring someone to go out and check their social media to make sure you can take gifts from them?
I have a theory as to what probably happened.
Okay.
We'll talk about this.
I'm like, this is insane.
So Twitter user Tim Kester91, also known as Mr. Sarcasm, I've seen him around on Twitter, is a fan artist who regularly creates stylized collages composed of various characters voiced by certain actors. Once completed, he shares his work with the featured voice actor and regularly offers to send them an item, such as a t-shirt or coffee mug displaying the artwork as a token of his appreciation. His fan works have been accepted by voice actors such as Fire Emblem Fates, Corn Female, and Naruto 1010 voice actress Danielle Judovitz.
Oh, she's canceled now.
She's canceled now. David Lodge from Naruto, and he had various villains throughout the Power Rangers franchise, also accepted shirt. Oh, Tenderheart Bear.
I know, I saw that.
And Dr. Octopus.
He's canceled now.
You can't cancel Tenderheart Bear.
No, I mean, these actors are going to be, because they dared take a shirt from him because, they didn't judge people based on tweets.
Naruto and Bleach actor Steve Staley showed off his shirt. Tenderheart Bear makes me very happy. So anyway, on June 23rd, Mr. Sarcasm presented one of his collage pieces, this time on a coffee mug to Mr. Drummond. Now, I know you said no to the shirt, but would you turn down a coffee mug with your characters on display? Oh, we got Knuckles! Damn it! Don't be that guy. Not with Knuckles. Drummond enthusiastically responded, "Now you're talking." This prompted Mr. Sarcasm to reach out for shipping info. Okay, well, he was going to ship him a mug. Surprisingly, Drummond changed his mind, rejecting the gift after finding what he deemed
he didn't find it.
Numerous offensive tweets and retweets.
He was told
yes,
there was numerous.
That's
guarantee.
What I'm gonna talk about. Numerous offensive tweets and retweets during a cursory glance of Mr. Sarcasm's timeline, warning the fan that what you say has consequences. So Mr. Drummond says, "It's nice that you've enjoyed my work, Tim, but I won't accept this gift. I just had to look at your timeline.
I have to virtual signal
Yes,
now.
that's
People
what this
told me I
is.
wasn't allowed to.
And I was so very sorry to see numerous offensive tweets and retweets. What you say has consequences. Hashtag believe women. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Hashtag Trump out.
So this person said not to believe women. He said that when he do all lives matter and said he votes for Trump. Is that what the whole thing is?
Well, here's what the deal, and this is what I think happened. Despite Drummond's use of the 3 hashtags presumably used to cite his specific concerns with Sarcasm's timeline, nothing on the fan artist timeline explicitly disagrees with any of these subjects. So he wasn't, as far as Bounding in the Comics can tell, saying anything.
So if he checked his timeline, he wouldn't have seen those things.
Right. Drummond's assumption that Mr. Sarcasm does not believe women appears to be based on his support for Vic Mignogna and the I Stand With Vic community in the face of accusations leveled at the Broly actor.
As a woman, I'm going to say this flat out. No, the whole believe all women is a load of shit. Because I'm going to tell you...
Toxic man! Toxic man!
That comics pledge bullshit, too. I'm sorry. And this whole idea that only men can lie is the biggest load of shit ever. Because I'm a woman. I've been around women my whole life. I've had friends that were girls. And girls can be the cattiest bitches. Would they lie to get people in trouble? Hell yeah. Do they all the time? No. I think majority of people aren't going to do that. Male or female or otherwise. Whatever you identify as. Most people aren't asinine enough to behave that way. But does that mean that you can say all women are honest? No. Does it mean all men lie? No. So this whole idea that believe all women I think is a load of crap. Now, I think you should look at the situation, look at the evidence, and base it off of that. And that's what, I mean, like I told you before, we had a recent, well, it was like last year, a case nearby here where a kid that was in high school got a lot of stuff ruined, ended up in juvie and all this other stuff based on these 2 girls who later told that they lied. They flat out admitted to lying about it because they didn't like the kid. So, no, you shouldn't. And I'm sorry. And, you know, I say based on evidence. I believe evidence.
Yeah, I would say any. I mean, we're going off the.
Well, no, but that whole believe women thing makes me mad. And I'm a woman. Of course, you should believe people in general. But you should also understand
investigate.
That,
investigate
innocent until proven guilty.
Right. Investigate any allegations. And, you know, the Mignogna situation is a very, I almost said sticky situation, but there's a lot of things going on there. That's not what we're talking about. But what's interesting is they said at no point has Mr. Sarcasm ever stated his opinion on the Mignogna events in his blanket view toward hypothetical assault accusations. And it is coming up a lot because of what's going on in comics right now. Mm-hmm. That basically if anyone says anybody did anything, you're out the door. We're seeing it with a YouTuber now. I think it's Angry Joe who's had accusations leveled at him, and he's like, I don't even know this woman.
Well, that's
like,
it. I could say tomorrow someone did something to me. It doesn't make it true just because I said it, you know? And that's what's going on. And that comics pledge thing, again, it was another one, believe all and support all, and it's, you know, everybody but men. And I think I agree with what the ideas are, but it should be people, not men.
Now,
people, not, you know,
right, and look, you know, I mean, look at what happened with that the female publisher from Bedside Press. I mean, she was taking advantage of assaulting a male.
Well, how about that
freelancer.
one chick that was like on the one book, and then she was talking about how she was following that 15-year-old boy around because she thought he was cute and taking pictures of him and wanting, you know, talking about making pedo comments.
That was an animated series. Yeah, she was working in cartoons, on kids' cartoons.
So I'm like, you know, it's not just a specific gender who behaves badly.
So,
you know.
So what seems to be I'm going to tell you what I think happened here. Mr. Sarcasm says he did retweet tweets that were critical of Black Lives Matter, but at no point did he even mention Trump. And with the closest he ever came to an outright political retweet being from the account of actor and vocal conservative James Woods. And he said that he's not a fan of James Woods. He retweeted him. So Mr. Sarcasm assumed his religious beliefs were the cause of Drummond's refusal. I can tell you what I think happened. I think there are a group of busybodies on Twitter.
Oh, imagine that.
Who are going around and vetting every interaction that fans have with especially in anime, with anime voice actors and whatever. I think since, he is a public figure, since Drummond's a public figure.
It would really be a shame if we had to tell everybody what a, racist, istphobe you are because you took this guy's gift.
Right. That's what I think happened. Boy, it would be a real shame if the people who are anti-Vic Mignogna decided to drag you through the mud because you took a coffee cup from this guy. Yeah, again, like, what are you gonna... So where do you draw the line at this? Like, I understand not wanting to support legitimately shitty people. I get that.
This person apparently wasn't a legitimately shitty person.
Right. So I'm like, if you went to somebody's timeline and you're like, oh my God, it's all like recipes of how to cook and eat babies. Holy hell, I can't support that. I'd be like, yeah, keep your mug, man. I don't want your damn mug. But like you said, when fans come up to you at conventions, are you going to quiz them, ask them what their politics are?
Who would you vote for before I'm allowed to talk to you? You know,
are you going to turn people away if they show up with a MANGA hat? Because it might happen.
Are they going to show up with a shirt of a character that you don't like? A character that Vic voiced. Oh my God.
Well, I heard that was a thing at some conventions that, like you weren't even allowed to wear shirts that were supporting.
But what if it was voiced because he did the English dub? What about if you're a fan of the original?
Japanese actor, yeah. What if you don't even watch dubs and just be like, I got a Broly shirt, I didn't even watch a dub.
Right, it doesn't matter, you know, and it's like they're being judged. It is getting to a place where it's like, you have to give DNA sample, blood sample, fill out a questionnaire. It's getting ridiculous because not everybody has social media. And a lot of people are not on Twitter because Twitter is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, so Drummond responds. Now, I guess, look, my feeling, I'm going to tell you my honest feeling on this, is if he had a problem with it, since he was already contacting him back channel.
Why did he just address it back channel?
Yes. That's why I think Drummond was pressured into it by a Twitter cancel mob. And we know they're out there because, they were trying to come after us before. They were like, they're a bunch of outright Yazis.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'll say who it was. The Anime News Network.
It was the Anime News Network.
Called us outright Yazis because... all we did was say, well, about the Vic Mignogna situation, it's like, well, I think we should let the courts decide.
Yes.
And some of the evidence they're showing turned out to be not real, and people were asking them to remove their pictures because they didn't have permission to use in the pictures. And we're like, that's questionable. And I would need to see, we wouldn't make a judgment without seeing all the evidence. We did the basic court thing, which is innocent until proven guilty. You know what you're supposed to.
Remember that?
Because of that. We were called that, and then they didn't even add us when they did it because they were trying to hide it, and then you found it.
Yeah, I actually called Mike Toole out, and I was just like, what's the deal? Like, why didn't you ask me about this instead of calling me? Because, like, anybody that knows us, this is why it's so weird. Like, we get people all the time, they're like, oh my God, these YouTube outrage channels are all a bunch of alt-right. We're not even right-wing. And we never really brought politics into anything.
We try not to too much. You can't get away from it
because of this.
So it has to be brought up because of it. But yeah, and then but he didn't even have the courage to tweet at us to say it.
No.
And then you said you questioned him as soon as you asked him. He blocked you.
He blocked me. I was gonna ask him like why he thought, what gave him any indication that he thought I was either alt-right or a Nazi. And he blocked me. And now he did eventually unblock me, I guess, in Anime News Network. They never apologized, but they unblocked me.
No, but wait. I don't care if they they unblocked you. Because they said later when someone asked them, they flat out doubled down on it and said it again in another thing.
Yeah.
So I don't feel too damn bad if Anime News Network goes down in flames. Because they clearly are biased. They have an agenda. And they clearly don't, double check their information. Oh. And that should have, no bearing on the news. And, they got caught basically fabricating evidence.
Yeah.
And that's all we said was like, well, I'm a little concerned because some of the evidence they're showing isn't actually legit. We weren't even taking sides, really. We were just saying, hey, I've been to these conventions, the behavior they're describing.
Yeah.
I see everybody doing, and I still stand by that.
Yeah.
And they behave that way. So we've seen it firsthand how they'll double down and paint a picture and go behind the scenes to cause trouble, even if they have no evidence other than the fact you disagree with their opinion.
Now, in this case, I'm not saying it's Anime News Network. I'm just saying that this is kind of the mentality. I think somebody went to Brian Drummond back channel and said, you better publicly denounce this copy.
Or we're going to go to your boss and tell him that you're an istrophobe and get you fired.
We're talking about a fucking coffee cup. Let's back it. We're talking about a coffee cup. You better denounce that coffee cup, because it would be a shame if nobody ever called you for work anymore, Brian, because this guy might be a conservative.
You know what's going to be a shame? It's going to be a shame is when the brands get damaged because people are going to boycott the brands based on the behavior of employees of the brand. So, yeah, you're allowed to have opinions, but if you're an ambassador for the brand, I don't think the brand's going to take too kindly to you going out there starting a whole bunch of fan backlash over a flipping coffee cup.
A coffee cup. This coffee. I mean, look. This is the insanity of 2020 when a fucking coffee mug is a battleground. I mean, this is just beyond stupid. And again, the fact that he made this statement publicly tells me that he was pressured behind the scenes, probably from the gossip girls and boys of the anime industry.
The way he flipped tells me that. The way he flipped his opinion, even if he had handled it the back channel, it would have been it's the same thing. Because his opinion went from, yeah, please send it to me, that's so awesome, I love it, to, oh, I can't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Unless I'm holding your man baby tears in it.
Yeah, I have to chastise you publicly so the people who are going to cancel me know that I'm one of the good guys.
But it seems like these people that cancel everybody else end up getting canceled themselves. So, what goes around comes around, apparently.
Yeah, I found some of your tweets offensive. I won't accept the gift. These are my... Look, there are a lot of people I interact with on Twitter that tweet things, including celebrities, that I don't agree with them.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I might agree with them even 90%, but some stuff I'm like, yeah, it's a little too far. It's a little too far. Like James Woods, I know I'm not going to agree with a lot of what he says, because he does push it. He pushes it. But I just think to make a big production like this publicly, this is all about virtue signaling.
Yes,
this is all, and I guarantee it was third-party pressure. It was probably from the nasty bitches that go, and I'm talking male and female and otherwise.
Oh yeah, you don't have to. Bitch is genderless.
Bitch is genderless. These nasty bitches going around, sending DMs and veiled threats, like you said. Sure would be a shame if everybody. Do you remember that convention that one time? That one thing happened at that convention. I've got a picture of that. Wouldn't it?
You were standing in the corner just watching, but you didn't say anything because you didn't see it. But that doesn't matter. You were there. How dare you?
How dare you? It would be a shame if we went running to some of the friendly media outlets with those pictures, Brian. If you don't turn down this coffee cup,
we don't know that's what happened, but there definitely was an interception of some kind.
This is the kind of stuff that happens. We see it happen in comics all the time. Ironically, some of the worst offenders, talking about what you're talking about in a previous video, some of the worst offenders, some of the Twitter kangaroo court, okay, it's coming out now that they were actually being accused of being predators. Mm-hmm. And these were the people who were going around trying to get other people to virtue signal, putting pressure on them, trying to get them to renounce certain comic books or creators or whatever. And it turns out that they got a hell of a lot of skeletons in their own closet.
Well, it could be that, or people are just, twisting on them. But yeah, but I also we've seen it before, where when these child predators, some of the worst ones are the ones that are running the rings to stop them. Because you hide behind that to shield yourself. And a lot of these people who are like leading the charge and turning their friends and stuff in are the ones who are doing it so that it takes the heat off of that.
It's always people are like it's kind of like with cheaters. I always said people like if somebody cheated on their spouse or their girlfriend or boyfriend for you, they're going to do the same thing to you. And it's the same with cancel culture. If they're constantly on the prowl looking for people to cancel, when they run out of other people, they're going to turn in your direction and they're going to find a reason to cancel you because they're addicted to canceling people. Mm-hmm. That gives them the moral high ground, they think. They think.
Quote unquote moral high ground.
So anyway, he said, I found your tweets offensive. I can't accept your gift. You could have told him that back channel. You did not have to make a public show of it. These are my beliefs. You don't have to agree. I'm sorry you're hurt. Mr. Sarcasm has clarified he doesn't want anybody to lose their jobs, and though he is disappointed, he doesn't hold a grudge against Drummond. I think he was pressured into it. No, there's no other reason to make a public statement.
No, there isn't.
That's exactly what I said. I don't want anyone to lose their jobs. I forgive Brian if he doesn't want a mug or shirt. There are others that do. I wanted to show him appreciation for signing my stuff for me 5 years ago.
Oh, wait, we got it in there, but you signed my stuff before.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, well, that's it. You're not going to be able to vet every person that comes to you at a convention. You don't know what they believe.
That's what Twitter mobs are for.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's what Twitter mobs are for. You don't know. So I'm waiting for that to be the next thing, is like, okay, here's an approved list of fans, or they'll start doing the virtual conventions. You have to sign into the virtual convention with your Twitter or Facebook account so they can check and see, make sure that you're the right kind of person.
You have these following hashtags somewhere and among your things, agreeing with everything they believe, or you're not allowed in.
Yeah, so this is the world we live in. And again, 3 or 4 years ago, it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, people were all over the place, politically, religiously. People had different opinions, and fandom, especially anime fandom, used to bring us together, because people who gravitate toward fandoms like anime and video games and comics, they tend to be outcasts elsewhere.
They tend to have more in common than they have.
Right.
That's not in common. But, I'm just sorry, but when I think of behavior, they like to throw out that Yahtzee word all the time. The ones who are behaving in the way that reflects those kind of ideals are not the people they're accusing of being Yahtzees, usually.
Yeah, so, well, that's just it.
I'm just pointing that out.
We're talking about book bannings. We're talking about, blacklists. We're talking about all these things that, it's...
You have to agree, or you can't. Turn in your neighbors, turn in your friends.
Turn in your neighbors, turn in your friends. They might be sympathizers. They might be... Yeah, it's crazy. And I would not want to be working in Hollywood at this point, especially anime right now, because there's so many voice actors that are being watched. It's just absolutely insane, and I don't know what to tell you. Get off of Twitter. That's the best advice I have.
Yeah, but these people also don't understand. They are, whether they like it or not, they are brand ambassadors for the company they work for.
Yeah.
And you have to be, you can't be doing that. It looks bad on, Dragon Ball because of it. So I'm just saying. Well,
there's a huge schism in the anime fandom right now, in the Dragon Ball fandom in particular, because of, the Vic Mignogna situation, all the drama surrounding it, for and against. And, our stance was always, let the courts deal with it. Because I don't know what he did or didn't do in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. It's none of my business.
But I also know some of the behavior that they were going on about. I've seen people that were ones. We've been guests at conventions with some of these people, and I've seen them behave in the exact same manner. Yeah. So it was like pot or kettle, because I've seen you behave the exact same way, and that was my issue with that. I was like, wait, I was there when you were behaving that way. So what the hell?
Yeah.
But.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.